I thought of my parents, long dead, and how little love they'd given me. I thought of Walter, of his nauseatingly gentle caress. Even when he meant to be tender, he was condescending and controlling. I'd never been loved properly. Nobody had ever said, "You are wonderful. Even your bitterness and neurotic energy are wonderful. Even your suspiciousness, your rigidity, your graying, thinning hair, your wrinkled thighs." I'd been young and beautiful once, and even then, nobody had kissed me and said, "How young and beautiful you are."
Okay, welcome back to my channel. I'm Serena. So in my last video, I did not have a snack. Apologies. This is a peanut butter shake with banana and cinnamon and whole milk. And that's it. All right, so today I'm gonna be ruining? So today I'm going to be reviewing Death in Her Hands. I'm not sure, on Goodreads I gave this book 4 stars, and I'm not sure if it's actually 4 stars now that I'm thinking about it. As I've been thinking about it, I was wondering if it's more like 2.5 stars. Not because it's bad, but because I wouldn't recommend it to somebody, I don't think. So I think it was an average book, and an average book I might give 3 stars, but if I wouldn't recommend it to somebody, I'll give it 2.5 stars. Giving it 2.5 stars really sounds like I hate it. I really didn't. I just think you have to be a particular kind of person to like this book, and I think that's why I wouldn't recommend it. I think a lot of people would be bored with it, and I'll be honest, I mean, it's a short book, 259 pages, I believe. Yeah, and I mean, it took about half of the book for me to actually get into it, and that is a long time considering that it's so short. But once I was into it, I was into it. I mean, there was one night I was reading it at night and I felt chills. I felt afraid. And that's what I want in a book. This is a murder mystery and a thriller suspense novel, and being afraid when I was by myself was the perfect feeling I was looking for. But more than anything, this book is about hate, I think. It's about jealousy, it's about hating other people, it's definitely about hating yourself, it's about loneliness. I mean, it's about looking God in the face, and when that moment comes, even He rejects you. Just like complete and utter rejection, and the flow of consciousness of an elderly woman who has felt these things for her whole entire life, and what that turns into, what kind of person they become because of that. I want to evaluate some reviews from other people. One is from Maxwell. What does life look like after you've lost someone you loved? What happens when your memory of that person isn't as shiny and beautiful as you'd have hoped? Moshfegh so cleverly allows Vesta to wrestle with this issue outside of herself in attempting to solve Magda's alleged murder. While so much of the events of this book take place in the mind space, as Vesta puts it, there's even more going on in the background. Swimming through these murky waters may not be for every reader, which I completely agree. Vesta can be aloof and naive. I'd be tempted to say she even goes as far as to be deluded, if I didn't have a soft spot for her. Clearly many didn't resonate with this work. My Goodreads friend's average rating is 2.9. Ouch. Again, that makes sense. And that's fine. That's what makes reading so special. Like Vesta, stumbling upon a secret note, a novel that feels like it's just written just for you, something to keep for yourself, to journey through alone and find that elusive connection we all seek. Recognition in something greater, something outside of yourself, something good. So I like that review because it acknowledges, again, that this isn't for everybody. It's kind of a weird book. It's kind of strange, and I think can definitely be misconstrued as boring. But when I was done reading, I was like, my mind was racing and my mind was spinning. I was trying to solve, the things that were left unwritten, but that were told, if that makes sense. A lot of books tell you everything, but you just have to piece the puzzle together, and I don't think everybody likes that. I personally did like that about this book. When Vesta found the note about Magda, this was her chance to be in control, to make the story what she wanted to make it, instead of, like I said, being controlled by other people. The person in this review is a fan of this author's other work. She says, I'm pretty disappointed by this one. It's exhausting to read because we're stuck in the head of a grouchy, fat-phobic, misogynistic old woman who can't stop fixating on made-up murder she created, which isn't stated. That's not like a spoiler, by the way. The only thing I found interesting about this book was that you couldn't actually tell what was real and what wasn't. It didn't start to get compelling until the last 20% of the book. But you get no answers and are left confused, not in a fun and interesting way either. I would agree that Vesta is fat-phobic. I honestly, I can't remember if she's misogynistic, but I wouldn't doubt it. But I do think that that's her character, and it plays into all of the different ideas in the book. She doesn't just put the judgment and this hate and on other people. She also puts it onto herself, and I think that's important. And I think it's important to realize, and one of the lessons of the book is that when you are judging people, you're isolating yourself. And when you're judging yourself, you're also isolating yourself. And these character traits had negative implications. It wasn't like she was just fat-phobic or misogynistic and nothing happened. It was like she was fat-phobic and misogynistic and she had a terrible life. She hated everybody and she hated herself. So I don't think that in this instance that that's a reason not to read this book. Those aren't just themes just for the sake of it. Those are included to get to the bigger idea of how you shouldn't judge. Hi, sorry, I'm back. My camera ran out of storage. Okay, so overall, if you're looking to read this book, let's just get down to it. What are the things to look at? The writing is not flowery, it's just normal. So if you're in it for flowery, gorgeous, beautiful, poetic language, no, it's not for you. That's not what you're getting. You're getting average stream of consciousness writing. Number 2, the cover and the name of the book are gorgeous, so you're gonna look cool while you're reading it. You're gonna feel cool while you're reading it, so that's a plus. Number 3, the book does feel spooky. It feels eerie. It creates anxiety. So if you're looking for that in a murder mystery, then yes, you need this book. If you want to read a non-typical character, and just very, very odd, strange, hateful, lonely woman, I just don't think we get a lot of those characters, to be honest. I think this character is realistic. I think a lot of people are like this and a lot of people feel like this and they just don't say anything about it and they never deal with it, and I think that was the case for Vesta. If you want quicker pacing, this book isn't for you. The pacing, like I said, is pretty slow. I didn't get into it until halfway. I didn't love it. I didn't know if I wanted to finish it, to be honest. That's the Scrumptious review. I haven't been drinking this that much, but let me drink it real quick. Okay, so there will be snacks in my writing with the snack from now on. Yeah. Death in Her Hands. Let me know what you think about this book. Did you hate it? Was it 0 in your book? Did you hate everything about it because it was so boring? Or are you still thinking about this book? Because I'm somewhere in between. I don't know. Like if you ask me, do I hate it or do I love it? I don't know. I'm in between. That's why we're gonna go with 3 stars. So awesome. Thanks guys for listening. This is the Scrumptious review.